soldiers, sailors, and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force. You are about to embark upon the great crusade toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you. You will bring about the destruction of the German war machine, the elimination of Nazi tyranny over the oppressed peoples of Europe, and security for ourselves in a free world. Your task will not be an easy one. Your enemy is well-trained, well-equipped, and battle-hardened. He will fight savagely. But this is the year 1944. Much has happened since the Nazi triumphs of 1940-41. The tide has turned. The free men of the world are marching together to victory. I have full confidence in your courage, devotion to duty, and skill in battle. We will accept nothing less than full victory. Good luck, and let us all beseech the blessing of Almighty God upon this great and noble undertaking.
So the first American troops were airborne. They were scattered all over the place, west of the Utah Beach and Omaha Beach area. The landings of the gliders, the paratroopers didn't go very well, so squads of men here and there tried to get into the fight in the early morning hours. One place was this little town called Angoville, tiny little hamlet with an old church. 2 medics occupied the church, helped treat the wounded of the town, Germans, Americans, both. Still used today. It's about 1,000 years old, this church. More recently, stained glass has memorialized the troopers. And more dramatic, it's hard to forget what happened here when the pews are stained with blood from the medics treating the wounded here. This is a larger town called Saint Marie du Mont, larger church with a view of the beaches not far from Utah. Germans occupied this town. In the early morning hours of D-Day and a little bit beyond, there was combat all over this town. A lot of confusion. Germans, Americans. American soldier hid right behind this fountain and actually took out 10 Germans with his rifle. Again, memorials all over the place. Nice town, nice area. Beautiful hamlets in the countryside. Quiet little roads. Strange place for a war zone. Here you see an example of the hedgerows on the right and left. Basically, it's a tree line that's elevated with dirt and rock and shrubbery. Very difficult to get through. And here's where the Battle of Brecourt Manor was fought. Easy Company, led by Lieutenant Dick Winters and his squad, took out several German artillery pieces that were shelling Utah Beach and Omaha Beach and saved a lot of lives because of that. And Lieutenant Winters is memorialized in this statue, leadership statue with his likeness. This is St. Mary-Glaise, if you're familiar with the movie The Longest Day. Paratrooper got hung up on here. His friends landed in the town, combat all over the town. Stained glass memorializes the troopers coming down from the sky. The Airborne logos in the stained glass. And across the street is a museum with some statues memorializing the paratroopers. This is Dead Man's Corner, a little bit further inland. This was occupied by German Fallschirmjäger paratroopers, very crack, hard to beat troops, and they had this intersection covered. Shortly after the morning of D-Day, an American tank rolled up to this intersection, was knocked out by the Germans, and unfortunately the crew was killed. The body of the commander of the tank was laying in the turret, exposed, and they were just kind of pushed to the side and left there, and the macabre nickname stuck, Dead Man's Corner. German 88mm cannon gave our guys a lot of problems. Inside the house is a museum with some relics, helmets, mortars, uniforms, original uniform of Lieutenant Dick Winters from the Airborne Band of Brothers. On the outside, still bullet holes. all over the building. Scars of war.